This week, well, we're bow hunting elk at R&K in Wyoming at Queen Mountain.
You know, we love going there.
Oh, great people.
The people, the friends. I mean, we have such great friendships there. All the encounters, the elk. I mean, we were in elk a bunch this time.
I mean, it was crazy. You know, we've struggled a couple of years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this past season, oh my gosh, the elk were talking, and we were there at the right place at the right time.
So close sometimes, so close. So this week on The Choice, we're gonna be hunting elk. So, we are getting ready to go. We just loaded up the trailer. The dogs seem to think they're going with us. They're not.
Yep,
Let's finish
R&K,
getting
baby.
Ralph and Vicki are no strangers to these roads, but this trip is special. Along the way, they stop at Denver International Airport to pick up longtime family friend and field producer Kenneth, who will be joining Eddie to capture every moment of this incredible hunt. With great company, stunning scenery, and elk waiting in the hills, the excitement is already building. The road to R&K Queen Mountain unfolds through sweeping valleys and open country, cutting through the breathtaking landscapes of Wyoming. Towering peaks rise in the distance, while rolling valleys and endless skies set the stage for the adventure ahead.
It's a 10-hour drive.
It's
it
nothing.
was so easy.
It's nothing. And to load up everything you wanted to, you know what I mean? And we get there, and I don't even think, when we got there, I think we waited till even the morning to get things ready.
I mean, we just got there, we got things set up, figured out everyone in camp.
Yep.
And headed out the very first next morning. I mean, we
wasted no time on the mountain.
No time on the mountain. Good morning. So, we got in late. It's our first morning at R&K. Got a little crazy here last night and this morning still.
Well, we finally got back to R&K. We're all pumped up, ready to go. But we also had a situation. Yesterday we were packing because Jess had shot a bull and it sort of got us all discombobulated. And I did something I've never done. And we forgot my clothes bag. So I'm scrapping together. I got my Cabela's Outfitter pullover. I've got a heavy coat just to wear getting there. And we're running a little ragged, but it's all good.
Good luck, darling.
Good luck, honey.
Love you.
Thank you for letting me use some of your stuff.
They like to follow this ridge up. Sometimes they'll be right on the edge of the trees, or they'll come right through the sagebrush right here. So I'm gonna put you right there.
We got a bull already in the bedding area. Rick knows these elk are coming up and they come through to get to the bedding. We can't deal with him, it's too thick. We're hoping to catch the next group to come through. Our first morning, right away, we had action. You know what I mean? We got up, we heard him talking, and we had two spikes come through. We heard the bull bugling.
Yeah.
But he just didn't want to come through. Did you see him? Two spikes. You too had a lot of action the first morning.
Yeah, that first morning we heard a bull, and it was thick. I mean, just thick and a bunch of deadfall stuff, and I mean, we try and try.
They like those deadfalls.
They do.
The first morning at R&K has already delivered some exciting encounters, giving Ralph and Vicki a glimpse of what's to come. With elk on the move, the right opportunity could present itself at any moment. This segment is brought to you by Bass Pro Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. The Choice is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, Alps Outdoors, Browning Firearms, Dallas Safari Club, Easton Archery, and Gammo Air Guns. A new day begins at R&K, and the Cianciarulos are back in the Wyoming wilderness, ready for whatever the hunt may bring. Ralph is getting into position with his guide, Rick. The air is crisp, the woods are alive, and the anticipation is building. It doesn't take long before an incredible encounter unfolds, one that could make this a day to remember.
Queen Mountain was on fire this year, and I mean, it was crazy. We heard some, and all of a sudden we hurried up, got set up, used the decoy, but the thing is, we had a bull come in. I got a bull coming right here. But he stayed just out of my comfort zone. And then, I mean, he was like, yeah, this ain't right, something was up. And then we had another bull circle the whole pasture in front of, I mean, it was crazy to be in there and have that activity and that chasing and all this going on. And, well, all I had was my Hoyt and a whole lot of hope.
How cool was that? What a great encounter. He was just shy of 70 yards.
I thought you were going to kill that 5-point. I seen him standing out there. I didn't realize how far he was from you.
Ralph's encounters were ones to remember, but the bulls stayed just out of reach. That's often how it goes in elk country. Close calls and tough decisions are all part of the hunt. Meanwhile, not far away, Vicki is in the thick of it. With elk on the move, the action is heating up, and she's ready for whatever comes next.
This year at R&K, oh my gosh, I had so many close encounters. That was cool. Then there was the one that, you know, he's coming, but he just stopped too soon, and again, it didn't happen. That was cool. That looked like a nice bull. There was no hesitation. I could just see him. No, he definitely had. He was at least a 5x5. I mean, he was pretty decently long and wide.
Nice.
Yeah. And then there's the one that's out in the open meadow that we just watched, and there was no way for me to get a shot at. He's too far, and again, it didn't happen.
A new day dawns at R&K, bringing fresh opportunities and another chance for Vicki to get in on the action. With guide Blake leading the way, they move through the rugged Wyoming wilderness, where every ridge and valley holds the possibility of more unforgettable encounters. The elk are here, the conditions are right, and with the hunt in full swing, anything can happen.
So we hear a bull bugling, and we're like, okay, you know what? Let's head back over. Let's see where we can get to him, see if we can't get into him. And sure enough, behind the dam of the pond and through the trees come elk. We are stuck, broad daylight, sunshine beating down on us, and the cows start coming. And sure enough, there's a bull with them, and there's not a darn thing we could do. It's one of those things, you know better than to walk out in the wide open because you think that you're gonna go someplace quick, and sure enough, you made a mess of yourself. That's it. They went up into the timber, and that was all I got to say. All we could do was sit down. Like there was nothing we could have done.
No.
If we'd have run, we'd have busted them out. At least we know where they're at, and they're gonna go up there and probably bed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, little pre-scouting for the afternoon. We're sitting here, just kind of taking a break, and all of a sudden we hear a bugle. And that's it. We are up and running. Well, that bugle, that bull, he had us running through some huge deadfall. I mean, like running over trees, trying not to fall, which happens a lot. We get to where we can see the meadow. We see the cows out in that meadow. It's a clear-cut area. We're watching the cows. I'm ranging. Blake is ranging. He's like, Vicki, that one calf out there by that little tree is 40 yards. I turn my sight to 40 yards. That bull is right behind that calf. He's going. I'm getting ready to pull. All my attention is on that bull. And all of a sudden, I look to get ready to draw, and I look, and there is a cow, a couple of them, staring at us at like 10 yards. And I was done. I couldn't do a dang thing. Those cows spooked, and that was the end of that.
That was close.
That was close, that cow. She was within 10 yards.
Oh, yeah.
When she come walking up, all I did was I had my bow like this, and I'll wait for her to pass. I just closed my eyes. I feel like if you look at them, This sounds stupid, but they can, so I just go.
This segment is brought to you by Browning, the best there is. This segment is brought to you by Alps, exceed your expectations. The world is still wrapped in darkness as Ralph and Rick step into the woods. Each sound is amplified in the hush before dawn as the sky begins its slow transformation, trading stars for the first whispers of light. This is the moment before the woods come alive, when the wilderness belongs only to those who seek it.
I know where he's at.
If he'll just stay there for about 15 more minutes, might be able to sneak up there.
We didn't even get across the creek, and we knew this morning was going to be real special. They were talking like crazy.
Sure. Be careful, there's a bunch of cows up there.
And I mean, it was like the symphony was going on. We heard bulls bugling, cows calling. I mean, you name it, we were in elk heaven. We are in the valley, the pond's in front of us. We know the elk normally come from out in the open flats feeding all night, and we are right there. There is bulls echoing, the calls are coming through. It sounds like you're just surround sound, baby, and I mean, you're right there. You could hear them, you hear them walking through the water. We are in the dead center, and all I'm waiting for is a bull to give me that shot. So you know us, man, we're bow hunters at heart, and I'm sitting there in bow hunter heaven. I'm looking at the first opportunity, and we finally, after this bull, he goes up to the right, this other one comes in, circles around us, and then we hear this bull to our left, but we don't see him. And then all of a sudden he works and he appears, and I've got the quaky trees in front of me. I see movement, the legs coming. I come to full draw. I'm not waiting. The only thing I'm waiting for is that shot opportunity.
This segment is brought to you by Hoyt. Get serious. Get Hoyt. The choice is also brought to you by Hoyt Archery, Spy Point Trail Cameras, Tracker Off-Road, Traditions Muzzle Loaders, and these fine sponsors.
was right here. We had all the bulls. That bull snuck in right there. I shot him less than 30 yards. Right there. Here. Right. Here. About there.
That ought to work.
See it?
Yeah, it's braying out.
I let my Hoyt do what it did. My Easton with the Spitfire hit, man, perfect. And I mean, everything was there. And we just, you know how it is. You totally know how it is. And then we gave it the time and we did everything we possibly could do and got on the blood trail, and the blood trail shut off. And here's the reality of it. This is hunting. I did what I thought was my shot and everything. We can't find this bull, period. And we're not deserting it because Rick's gonna be hunting here. The elk are in here thicker and thick, huh?
The entrance wound sealed up. There was no exit. So he's probably bleeding internally, and they'll crawl into a dark hole to lay down and die.
There's something about leaving camp, knowing you did everything you possibly could, but you still couldn't recover the animal. And then a day and a half later, you get the call, and they found him.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. Yes.
Right here.
Oh my gosh, that's a great shot.
Where you hit it.
I knew it. Oh my gosh, I knew it. That's so awesome. Nice bull. Oh, I'm so glad we found it for him.
So I was hunting with Ralph Cianciarulo, Archer's Choice, and he shot this bull a few days ago. Made a great shot, but he hit a rib going in. It didn't penetrate as much as we'd like to, and it didn't bleed much. Somehow the hole sealed up, so we couldn't track it. We found it today. Thanks. Jana Waller sniffed it out with her.
Well, you know what it's like hunting with a bunch of guys. I'm like, all right, you guys, who? And noses led you right to him.
So we found Ralph's bull. The meat's not going to be any good, but man, what a nice animal.
Yeah. At least he can hang the head and cherish the hunt.
Yeah, and it won't go to waste because there's a bear started on it already, and there's a couple big bears in the area. We seen one this morning, and anyway, dang Ralph, can't wait to show you this video.
Glad we found him for you.
Yeah.
You know, we did our best, and I can't thank Rick and even Jana and her team, you know, because right after we left, they came in and they were hunting the same area, and they found my bull, and I can't thank them enough, you know, for finding him and locating him, and it didn't go far. The animal didn't suffer. We just couldn't find the blood.
Well, we've always said there's highs and lows when you go hunting, especially bow hunting, and oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, we got into them. It was crazy. We crossed the creek. They were screaming, but it wasn't just that day.
No.
Queen Mountain was on fire this past fall.
I got so close so many times. Oh my gosh. And then you went and you shot a bull.
And we don't know what happened. I mean, the shot was perfect. Everything was there. We lost blood. So
right.
Rick, all of us, we just kept circling, and we did our quadrants, and we did everything. We just couldn't locate it. And I mean, this is the reality. You know, sometimes, you know, oh, well, don't talk about it, don't you? No, this is real. And Jana Waller followed up the next week, you know, with Rick.
A couple of days later.
And they, like 700 yards from where we shot. You know what I mean?
Right.
But unfortunately, we didn't recover my bull then.
Right.
But they did.
Yep.
So I mean, all in all, wow. Queen Mountain was on fire.
It was on fire. We want to thank everyone there. Rob, Ted, Blake, Rick, all of you guys. Once again, it's just a big family, and we can't wait to get back. And hey, we want to thank you guys for making your choice.
The choice.
And we'll see you next week. So close.
That is the epitome. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The mountain, the valley was screaming.
It was on fire.
From cow calling, calf chirping, everything you could imagine. Bulls bugling everywhere. You heard them fighting, you heard them splashing, you heard all this stuff, and we're right there. And the only thing you're waiting on is hopefully that wind, doesn't hit your back and
Which it
it's
does.
all gone. But oh my gosh, what an awesome hunt.
Closed captions brought to you by Wounded Warrior Outdoors, providing wounded service men and women with therapeutic outdoor adventures.
Oh, where are we at, Ralph?
I know where we're at.
Where are we at?
Oh, we're at Cabela's. I thought Vicki's going, where we at? I'm like, I know where we're at.
He's like, huh? What?
And I got the hiccups, so I'm cranky.
You are cranky.
Because I can't stop them. She's slammed on the brakes. She's driven like an idiot, maniac,
You haven't driven
trying to
like
make
an
me
idiot.
scared, and no effect. None.
Like that?
None at all.
I wish it went in deeper. There it, now it's coming out even more.
What do you expect with a 30-pound bow?
22 pounds.
So, when you're the passenger out west, you are the gate. Here's your girlfriend.
Can't forget her. A lovely lady.
I just told Blake what happened.
I just
tell Vicki.
yeah, I'm
You know
not.
how awful it is when you walk out as a hunting guide in the woods and you go to look in your binoculars and you don't have them?
Yes.
See where bees right here.
Do we need to roll around in it and smell it like one?
What you need to do, Vicki, is lay down, flop back and forth a few times.
I think I'll follow from example.
Get it all in your hair.
Okay, go on. Let me see.
You first. No, I don't have long